how did it feel to sort of take a haul and probably your best performance in international cricket?
Yeah, it was a funny three first games for me. Hadn't taken a wicket, so I was a bit of a monkey off my back, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy to contribute in the middle today. It was nice.
And how have you sort of approached this tournament? Spin's obviously playing a big factor. Do you feel comfortable bowling over here in these conditions?
It's something I'm not used to. Like obviously the wickets in Australia don't spin as much. Hitting the stumps over there is crucial. My plans here haven't really changed a lot, but I think just the lengths that you bowl, players can tend to hit it in different areas than they can in Australia. So yeah, it's something I'm trying to get used to quickly.
How was it to pace the chase the score, especially how was the wicket behaving and how was it to go about it?
The wicket was quite nice. Obviously, it was holding up a little bit, but we were pretty confident with 155, chasing 155. But we'd probably be a little bit disappointed that we had to chase that in the end, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to ask this on the same theme, I suppose, Adam. What's the summation in the dressing room that you made a bit tougher work of it, I suppose, than you might have?
When you're chasing those totals, I think you can afford to take a few risks there at the end. Yeah, and that's what we did, and it didn't pay off for us tonight. But we're confident, when you have to get a run of ball, yeah, as I said, you can take those risks.
Adam, can you give us a bit of an insight and maybe what the mood was like after that first loss in Dharmshala?
Disappointed, but we spoke about it straight away that the equation for us is pretty simple now. Win every game. It was always going to be tough knowing that you have to win 3 games anyway, but the equation is simple for us now.
You lost 4 wickets during 37 runs in the lower order. Are you worried about the middle order and lower order batting? One part, and you have 2 mega match right now in this tournament, one Pakistan and one India. Which will be the tougher, according to you?
Sorry, what was the last part?
Last part.
They're both going to be equally as hard, I think. Both got great spin bowls, great players with spin. It's going to be interesting to see what the Mohali pitch is like. But yeah, we're going to concentrate on Pakistan now, the next game.
Over here, then Mal, then to the side, then Rob.
Adam, you got an LBW for your first wicket, but the over before that you had an LBW shout that wasn't given. Was that, I just wanted to know if that was a flipper you bowled or just skidded on straight?
Yeah, the skidded on straight, yeah, it's a slider. Yeah.
Adam, in Dharamshala, you only got 1 over and only gave away 3 runs. Were you frustrated not to get more time with the ball there, and did that give you a bit of extra impetus today?
I always want the ball in my hand, but Smithy's a great tactical captain, and we got it right. I think the ball was reverse swinging. It was hard to hit the medium paces as well. So chasing 140, Dharamshala, we're disappointed not to get that.
And just quickly, just want to say, you're talking about being able to hit out there at the end and taking a few risks. Is there a thought now that you've got to improve your run rate? Was that part of that thinking in trying to maybe finish the game a little bit earlier?
It's not what we spoke about, no.
Adam?
Over here, James.
How much confidence does this performance personally give you for the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, it does. It's another game under my belt as well. As I said, the pitches I'm not used to as much yet, so it's nice to have that little bit of experience and confidence now as well. It's going to be a new challenge playing against Pakistan and India. They're great players of spin, so it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
Robbie?
Sort of touched on it then, but do you relish that chance that some of the world's best players of spin trying to target them?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been made quite clearly that there's a bit of pressure on me to perform over here, but I'm very excited about playing those types of players.
And you obviously bowled quite well in the Big Bash to get picked, but since coming into the Australian setup, have you tweaked anything or changed anything? Or who have you been learning from the most?
I work really well with Stephen. He's been really good for my game since I was a young guy, so to have him there standing at cover all the time, it's nice. I think we work together quite well, so I haven't changed anything at all. My plans are pretty simple, and to have him there in the back of my ear to reassure that is nice.
Adam, this is sort of along the lines of what Mel asked you. Just the one over in Dharamshala. What exactly was the message from Steve when you were on the field at the time?
I didn't speak to him. I still hadn't really spoken about it at all. I knew what was happening while I was out there too. So you just got to be pretty smart about it. I think, as I said, we were chasing 140, and I think that was pretty gettable. Disappointed not to get that. So I think you just have to bite the bullet sometimes.
Yeah, Khawaja and Watson gave a rollicking start, putting on 62 runs for the first wicket. But you made it difficult at the end overs. Instead of making the win more clinical, you lost far too many wickets. So what went wrong? Whether Bangladesh bowled well or whether it was a poor batting performance?
We still won by 12 balls, so pretty convincing win, I think. But yeah, as I've already said, when you're chasing a total like that and you don't really have that many runs left to get, you can probably afford to take a few risks. But it's also something that we've spoken about recently. The middle overs batting, so that's something that we didn't do quite well against New Zealand. Haven't done it quite well tonight either. So it's probably something that we're going to speak about.
You said you have to get used to the lens here and the kind of shots they hit at different areas in Indian. Could you just explain it a little bit more? How different? What angles the ball is going?
More so, the ball sits in the wicket a little bit here, as you've seen tonight. The little bit slow off the pitch, and my first wicket was a pull shot hit to deep mid wicket. In Australia, that ball would probably skid onto leg stump, and it's harder to play those shots. So the length that you bowl is crucial. Changes of pace as well over here. Generally change of pace in Australia goes smack over your head. So, yeah.
You were just saying that this is your first trip to India. So did you seek tips from any of the famous players back home? And if so, what did they say?
I actually had an A series here in Chennai in August. That was probably the only trip that I've had here against that quality of player. That was one-day cricket too, so it's a little bit different. But I haven't really spoken to anyone really. It's just you learn yourself, live and learn.
Just a word on Usman's knockout there. He looked like $1 million again. Must give you guys confidence seeing him in that kind of form.
Yep, and I unfortunately had to see it a couple of times in the Big Bash too. So class player and in great form as well. So hopefully it continues.
Adam, you sort of made a really good fist of your white ball opportunities last couple of months. How far do you think your first class game is from maybe being considered for Australia in Test cricket?
Fortunately for me, that I've been playing for Australia now, I haven't really had the opportunity to play too many games this season. I've only played 5 first class games, but I thought I actually bowled quite well in those too. So a bit nice to get a few more games under my belt when I get the chance. But I think still a long way off. It's something that I'm looking to improve.
Well, Australia hasn't had a leg spinner for a long time in Test cricket. I mean, is that the ultimate dream for you?
Yeah, definitely. Pretty happy with what's going on at the moment, that's for sure. But yeah, obviously something that I'm striving for.
Pass it back, last one. Right up
Adam, just a little bit more on Khawaja. When he bats like that, now being in his dressing room, does it give you a little bit of calm? What's the feeling like in the dressing room when he's playing an innings like that?
Yeah, I don't know how the dressing room feels, but I know how I feel. As I said, some of the plans that I had set when I bowled to him in the Big Bash, they didn't really work. So, when he's facing spin, particularly out there at the moment, I'm feeling pretty confident that in his ability, that's for sure.